Does OCD make you worry that you might harm someone or hurt them? We're going to talk all about it. Stay tuned. That's what's up next. Hi, my name is Natasha Daniels. I'm a therapist and make videos for people with anxiety or OCD. And today I'm going to talk to you about harm OCD, which is a type of theme related to OCD that often goes missed and misunderstood. And I also want to talk about how it shows up and how you grow it. But before I get started, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified because I do make new videos every Thursday. So I've done a few videos on harm OCD, but I want to talk about this one in particular. When you're afraid that your actions are going to be responsible for hurting, harming somebody else. And that can look really different depending on your individual thoughts around OCD. And so some people worry that they're going to get other people sick. And it can be your loved ones, it could be people you care about, or it could be like just people in public. And again, that is very specific depending on who you are and how your OCD is showing up. But the general, broad thing that is the same is that you feel like you're going to be responsible for doing something that's hurtful or harmful to somebody else. And so it could be germs, it could be getting someone sick, it could be, doing something that's going to cause a catastrophe, like setting the house on fire, or leaving something that's going to cause a problem, or hitting somebody if you drive a car, or leaving something on the floor and they're going to trip. It can really be anything. But the important thing is to remember that OCD wears many disguises. So we have to educate ourselves on all the disguises that OCD is going to wear or can wear, because it will change disguises as you make progress or as you kind of crush one theme. Another one can pop up. But remember that the beast, the octopus, I often use that analogy, and a lot of people with OCD use that analogy. The octopus is really, it doesn't matter what the tentacles are. Harm OCD is a tentacle, symmetry OCD, contamination OCD. It doesn't matter. It's all OCD. But if you don't know that that's a tentacle to the beast of OCD, you're going to miss it. And then you're going to think, what's wrong with me? Or it's a normal thing. I really need to worry about this, or need to do all these steps and actions in order to prevent something bad from happening. And so it's important to educate yourself, which you're doing right now. So if you have intrusive thoughts that are related to making sure that everyone's safety is okay, or you're worried that you're going to harm someone else, look at the compulsions that you're doing. Compulsions are that's the food that OCD eats that grows it and makes it bigger. And so it's the compulsions that are the problem. The intrusive thoughts, although they feel heavy and they feel like they're the problem, they are actually not the problem. It's the compulsions, because the compulsions, the behaviors that you do or the behaviors that you avoid, that you do in order to get that brief relief from the intrusive thought, that is the fuel line. That's the thing that grows the OCD and gives you more intrusive thoughts. And so as you learn how to not do the compulsions, and as you do exposures with exposure response prevention, ERP, which is a type of cognitive behavioral therapy that's highly effective in treating OCD, as you do those things, then the intrusive thoughts don't bother you as much and they get quieter. And that's the goal. So what are you doing to make sure that you're not responsible for harming other people? Are you overwashing your hands? Or are you double checking things so that it's safe? Or are you mentally checking things? Or are you going back and seeing if things are okay? Are you saying certain things that have some magical superpower that will keep people safe? Or you have to do certain things that have some magical superpower that will keep people safe. Compulsions are really different for each person. But remember that OCD is OCD and the foundation of OCD is all the same. And people get caught up a little bit in the details of OCD, and then they don't realize that the foundation is all the same. I have an intrusive thought or feeling, right? I feel like what if I harm someone? Or what if I get my family sick and then something bad happens to them? I'm responsible for that. Intrusive thought. Right? So any intrusive thought or feeling. And then B is the need to do or avoid something to get brief relief. Maybe I have to say a certain thing to the person I love, or something bad will happen, or maybe I have to wash my hands, or I have to check, or I have to do whatever it is. And that will be different for each one of you. And the more I do, the more intrusive thoughts or feelings I have. So it's this vicious circle. And the way out of OCD is through OCD by saying, I'm going to have A, but I'm not going to do B. And that's super hard, I get, because you're like, but what if, right? Because OCD is all about that doubt and that uncertainty. What if I don't do that thing and then someone does get hurt? And OCD will look for patterns. It'll be like, see, something bad did happen. It will find whatever evidence it can to prove that you need to do what it says you should do, because otherwise something bad will happen. But spoiler alert, you don't have any magic powers, and you don't have that much responsibility for everything and everyone. None of us do, right? A lot of it is out of our control. And OCD would like to lie to us and tell us that we have much more control than we actually do in real life, because that's unsettling. But that also is life, that there are things that we don't get to control, and we can't keep everybody safe 100% of the time. It's just not possible, right? So OCD makes you go on this hamster wheel of over-checking, overdoing, overwashing, doing and saying things that are magical, thinking that if I do this, I'm going to keep people safe. And the bottom line is the only one who's struggling is you. So hopefully that helps a little bit, give you some education on that. I will be back next week for another video. Don't forget to find the sparkle in everything you do. Take care.